What's up, guys? It's me, Tony G, coming to you from Bally's Hotel and Casino in Atlantic City. This is episode 69 of my vlog. In this episode, it's Super Bowl weekend. That's right, Super Bowl weekend. We're here to bet on some sports, play some poker, and win some money. I hope you guys enjoy it. Here we go. So if this is your first time here, do me a favor. Hit that like and subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that notification bell so you get notified of all my new vlogs. If you're a returning subscriber, I appreciate you guys stopping by and coming back for some more content. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Here we go. Okay, so through the first couple levels I bled some chips, was a little card dead, but we're in level 3 or 4 here. I have the Queen of Hearts, the 10 of Spades, and the cutoff. Blinds are 200, 400. It goes 3 ways to the flop, and the flop comes out the 9 of Diamonds, the 8 of Spades, and the 6 of Diamonds. It checks to me. I decide to make it 800 with a straight draw, and there's one fold and the button calls, so we are now heads up to the turn. The turn is a great card. It's the Jack of Spades with the straight. I decide to go ahead and double that last bet and make it 1600. The button does call pretty much right away, and the river is nothing too fancy. It's a brick. It's a 3 of Diamonds. Really doesn't help anybody out, I don't believe. I checked trying to induce a bet, and also with 3 diamonds out there, wasn't sure if the button had a flush, but he decides to go ahead and not check back. He throws in 3500, which I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to go ahead and call the 3500. After I call, we flip him over, and we both have Queen 10, so chopping the pot up there. Okay, an orbit or so later, I have the Ace of Diamonds, the Jack of Diamonds. I'm in the big blind, and I believe there are 2 callers on the big blind, $400 big blind. It gets to me. I decide to go ahead and announce a raise of 1200. One gentleman folds, and the small blind, I believe, calls, so we're heads up to the flop. And the flop comes out the Ace of Spades, the 10 of Diamonds, and the 6 of Spades. The small blind checks. I check. The dealer fixes the deck mate shuffler and then says, okay, both check, check. And we're still heads up to the turn. Obviously, the turn is the 10 of Spades. We both check again to the river. The river is the 8 of Clubs. I decide to bet 800. Small blind snap folds, and we take down that pot. Okay, in the very next hand, I have the Queen of Hearts, the 8 of Hearts. I'm in the small blind now. Blinds are obviously still 200, 400. There are a couple callers on the $400 big blind. It gets to me, and I decide to raise it up again to 1200. The big blind looks at his cards, then folds. The middle position calls the 1200 and the button calls the 1200. So we are 3 ways to the flop. The flop comes out pretty good for us. It is the 3 of clubs, the queen of spades, and the 9 of spades. I throw out a bet of 1200, and after that, nobody wants the action and folds, and we take down that small pot. All right, break number 1. It is not going well. I lost the flush over flush. I had the jack, he had the queen, and lost a couple other decent pots. I had 2 pair, the guy had trip kings. I got about 14 or 15,000 with 400, 800 blinds after break. Let's see if we can run it up. Okay, what is going to be the last hand of my evening. We are in the 600, 1200 big blind level, which is level 5 or 6, I think. I'm in the big blind. There are 2 callers that call the big blind of 1200. Gets to me with ace king. I'm not going anywhere. I raise it up to 3600. The gentleman to my left thinks for a second, decides to go ahead and fold his cards. The middle position calls the 3600, and another gentleman folds, and we are now heads up to the flop. The flop isn't terrible, doesn't scare me. It's the 10 of hearts, the queen of diamonds, and the 8 of spades. Don't know why at the time, but I decided to down bet to 2400. The middle position then goes over top of my 2400 and says 6300, which would leave me with about 2,000 behind if I call. I don't just decide to call, I go all in. I was a little tilted at that point, I think, from previous hands. The gentleman asked how much more for him. They indicate it's like another 2,000, 2,500. He calls, and I'm up against a set of queens, and it runs out the 7 of hearts and the 3 of spades. Doesn't help me, and I am out of the tournament. And we are out in level 6. Just bled chips, didn't hit anything, terrible cards. I had ace king, raised it to 36. Guy called, we're heads up to the flop. Flop's like 9, 8, 2. He bets 6,300, and I had about another 5 or 6 behind, so I just went all in. I guess better luck next time, you know what I say? Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. If you did, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Leave me a comment down below. Leave me a little bit of criticism if you don't like the way I played or if you think I should have done something differently. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Don't forget, it doesn't matter how you live in your life, as long as you're living the felt life.